Hello, my name is Cedric, and along with my beautiful wife, Connie, we'll be hosting my brand new podcast, That's What I Said. I'm a retired Navy veteran that suffers from PTSD and anxiety, and we'll discuss how I cope with the mental illness through comedy and discussion. It's a podcast that will talk about everything from cryptocurrency to comedy. If we are worrying about the dollar going up and down, up and down, up and down, and it's still a dollar, guess what? The value of that means absolutely nothing. Cryptocurrency in itself is the future of money. From spirituality to cannabis. To have cannabis on the Schedule 1 list is bullshit. I'm sorry, it is. It makes absolutely no sense. If it's a seed that can be planted and it has healing properties in it, why the hell is it in Schedule 1? Last time I checked, cocaine don't have healing property in it. From interracial relationships, I don't have a problem with people talking about interracial relationships. People try to talk bad about my interracial relationship just to think that they can get under my skin. I mean, really, it don't bother me. I mean, let's not make, call a spade a spade. But if you have a problem with someone that's in love, it shouldn't matter the race of the person. It's mental illness in our community. The problem is people want to put labels on it. Everybody wants to put color on everything. And as soon as you put color on it, it gets treated differently. The money gets treated funny. Because if it's dealing with Asians, guess what? It's going to take a longer process unless those leaders step up and get into the president's face or U.S. leaders' face and say, this is a problem in our community. Not leaving one topic unturned. If you want to hear real, authentic conversation, interviews, and comedy, please take time to listen to That's What I Said, because I said what I said.
Giving you 100% authentic, real, raw, unapologetic truth with no filter. Listen to That's What I Said, available on your favorite podcast platform.
That's What He Said with Cedric D. Sanders.
100% real, raw, and uncut. Deadass.
I think just for this episode, we're going to do something different. You agree?
I agree. Let's go.
All right. Hold on. Okay, that was a little too old school. That was in the crypto days. That was back in the crypto days. I think we need to go. I think we need to just pep it up a little bit because we're gonna put people to sleep. Just pep it up.
Just a little bit.
All right. I got something for you. Yeah, I think that's how we need to kick off episode 100. Let's let that ride a little bit. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all already know what time it is. It's episode 100 of That's What I Said. That podcast that comes in your ear on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Pause. You know what I mean. It's in your ear. It be in your ear hole. Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7:30 p.m. ish. Never at 8. a little bit ish.
Sometimes a lot of ish.
Yeah, sometimes a lot of ish. Let's not even. Let's not even read into that. I think this is more of not even just a celebration. I think more so of just, consistent, just showing up. Because I did a couple of episodes in 2020. And then 2020 was that COVID. So it was like, my mental at that point wasn't even thinking about the podcast. I mean, I had ideas, but I mean, it wasn't on the level that it is now.
That's a fact. That is a fact. I mean, hell, in 2020, we sold a house, moved across country, bought a new house. I mean, I started a new job.
Yeah, it was.
There was a lot going on in 2020.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of downtime where the podcast and stuff wasn't set up.
It wasn't in
the way it was.
It wasn't in a position to do podcasts the way we were moving.
Right.
In the spring into the summer of 2020, it was chaotic and
a little bit.
I mean, yeah. So for that, I think that kind of shows and explains reason why it took so long to get to episode 100. But I'm grateful that we're at this position because it's the growth and the consistency for me.
Absolutely. You've done big strides coming from your Facebook Live days.
I was angry then.
But I mean, you were doing.
I was an angry realist.
You were doing Facebook Live in the morning, then you would turn around and do Facebook Lives in the evening, and then that transitioned to you just doing Facebook Lives to doing Blog Talk Radio for hours on end, and still doing Facebook Lives. So I mean, you've come a long way, sir. You have come a long way.
So this episode is more of a celebration episode. I won't be trying to be all in my feelings, talking about the truth and everything in as far as how I see it in my, my way of doing it. Yeah, no, we're not doing that tonight. But what we are going to do is go down memory lane.
So I hear. You jamming some of the old stuff.
The old school right there in the background, y'all. So it's, as I say, I'm just taking it to a familiar place. Because I'm not gonna play all that. I gotta play what started this.
Man,
I might need to turn that up just a little bit. So this was the controversial soundtrack for That's What I Said when I was by myself. This was like, they say every hero has their theme music. Every superhero has their theme music.
Right.
I'm gonna get you, sucker.
This was you.
This was my theme music. This is what brought that character out of me. I always felt like it was in me to be how I am now on a podcast. It just wasn't materializing into anything. So when I produced this song, when I did my everything to this song, it was to really kind of stand out on a podcast. And nobody have no intro like that. Not on a podcast.
No. Hell, not even on anything.
So that's the history of my intro that man, that was my ride right there. That was the rider song right there.
Yeah.
So I guess in that is where, because of the transition of what I was doing to what I was trying to do didn't match up. And it was mainly the song. Everybody said, "Oh, we're attached to that song. It's just who you are, everything about you, everything about the podcast. That's just yeah." So I had a couple of tries. I don't necessarily think that they were successful. I'm just saying I didn't feel them. I just didn't feel them.
You eat ass with a baby spoon. Bitch, what?
Don't ask me what mindset I was on. I mean, I don't know. Maybe some Drake.
You eat ass.
I don't know. But anyway, I don't know. I was in a good space. I like this beat. I think it was something I was trying to transition into. Like I said, the way I think everywhere I've ever produced something is telling the story. Everything that I was doing with this podcast was starting off slow, hypnotic. It started picking up pace, just so the beat had to match the pace.
Yeah, you were, like you said, the hypnotic piece. It was that was drawing the attention and bringing folks in.
I think a lot of it too was I was being more consistent at that point. I wasn't waiting for just good luck to happen. I wasn't waiting for, maybe somebody out there is gonna hear it and want me to listen to it or want to be on it or whatever the case may be, and I just kept being confident in what I wanted to do with the podcast.
Right.
Create a business, funnel the information that I have and the education that I continue to gain into a subscription-based platform on my website. And once that gets done, that is everything that I was leading to by doing the podcast in the direction that I'm doing it.
Right.
Appreciate that. Sonia Peace Pies.
Man, I still remember when Sonia did Styles with Sonia.
Oh man.
That's
now if you don't see her progress on her Cripple Clothesline, y'all missing out. Y'all need to be following her and get into y'all ethnic roots to understand these color palettes she uses and the different styles and people wearing them. Like, yo,
that's what's up.
Yeah, give Sonia a follow, like for real.
Bitch, what?
Damn, what was something else I was on transitioning to? No doubt, Sonia, no doubt. I was transitioning into this. Okay, I'm trying to tell you how my mindset was when I created this beat based off of where I was. This was me transitioning. I like a lot of bass, but I like to create noises that we can recognize immediately just by listening to them. So I call it the ice cream. It just sounded like an ice cream truck when I did the melody. And this is kind of like what I was doing at the time. I was like transitioning and delivering messages to help people when I wasn't just talking about, my opinion about, ain't shit energy. Or how some people are they're not spiritual, they're controlling.
Like he was riding around in an ice cream truck in the community.
Yes.
Beep. Hey, motherfucker.
Hey, motherfucker, you want a push up? Shit.
You want the nutty buddy?
No, you got the nutty buddy? You want the nutty buddy?
The King Kong?
Yeah, King Kong? You want the King Kong? Shit. Man. I'm just like, I'm not gonna lie. I was listening to a lot of E40. And he does a lot of production. You know, his production crew is just, man, they just on point. T-Pain too. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
But I was listening to a lot of E40, T-Pain too, but, you know, listening, and their production, it's not only just Chris, it's originally like tailored to their style.
Right.
You know, when you hear a certain type of beat and the concentration it takes to produce that beat, you already know that is some shit that is completely gonna be on fire. And I know who's on that track.
Right, exactly.
I mean, like,
yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna go on that tangent because I will
get. As soon as you hear a beat, you already are knowing who it is, and you're like, oh.
I already know who produced it. That's how deep and threaded I was when I was doing music production and like learning the different genres of music and their beat sway and everything else. Just the signature of music and understanding and reading music and just how people flow with different chord patterns. And I was just like, yo.
Yeah.
Like, to this day, I will never understand how Flo Rida rapped on the beat cadence that he did with the counter music. It wasn't a normal like 3-4-4-3. No, his was in the high numbers. I got to do research to look that shit up. I just to this day don't understand how he did it. But he's talented. Flo Rida's talented. I'll give him that. Let's go down to my bread and butter, because when I created this one, this was in my eyes the graduation. Okay. And the reason why I say this is the graduation, because I was marrying personal with reality. And this was kind of like the transition of when Connie was more, not necessarily like the co-host at that time. It was more so like she was providing more info to talk more.
That was coming out from behind.
She was coming out from behind the scenes. So something that we vibe with, this is something we vibe with. And this was like a couple of intros I did, whether she was on there or not. We love some jazz music. Don't get it twisted, y'all.
Absolutely.
She may be from New York. I'm from Kansas City, Missouri. We love some blues. We love some jazz too. Love some jazz. And I think this is transition even more so when I was learning about music and just understanding the different instruments and how they can just play naturally like that without any force. You know, soft breathing. Not no. No, it was. That's it. No stress. Just, you know, and a good melody. We chilling right now. You know what I'm saying?
That's our side porch music.
Hey, yeah. Hey. What? Hey. All right, y'all. Y'all, I mess around and have y'all really vibing out if y'all driving. And if you're not, y'all gonna pull it up on your dang podcast and be driving. It's like, man, this music, I'm gonna see how this music treat me. See if this gonna get me straight home, you know what I'm saying? But that's the vibe I was on. You know, I was really into having more serious conversations and not just talking about the things that I know or the things that I feel we as a people should have comfortable conversations about, and it not be so secretive for a certain, you know, demographic. It should never be different for, you know, any demographic. But in the changing times of the podcast, of course, the world was changing. My podcast was revolving around the things that were really affecting people or going to affect people at some point in time. I was like steering away from doing COVID-19 videos.
Yeah.
And the reason why I was steering away was because at that time it was fact finder this and fact finding this, and they were restricting the accounts and stuff. And this was like a creator. This is a creator's production factory, because all you really had to do was sit home and create. But see, at that time, a lot of people weren't just sitting at home and creating, but this COVID thing that allowed those people that wanted to be creative or are creative to perfect their craft. And who else could you crash test your skills with? Other people sitting at their damn house, sitting on their ass. Social media, because social media went through the damn roof during COVID.
Oh my goodness, it changed.
Man, and they changed to adapt to the fact that y'all asses were staying home.
Exactly.
They made it so that it was actually couch material.
Right.
You find your ass on a couch for 4 hours, and all you've been doing is giving your thumb exercises from fucking flipping the screen up. Like, and there an occasional like or hold, laugh emoji, hold, heart emoji. I mean, or right. Mad or sad, crying, whatever. I mean, social media played with our emotions in such grave. I wouldn't say I would say grave, because some people can't live without social media. I say everything that is exposed to you is a tool, including money.
Right.
If you don't know how to use the tools that's in your toolbox that you're exposed, you will be abused by them same tools. Because now you're supposed to put tools to work, and guess what's going to happen? Them tools is going to put your ass to work. You're going to have to work if you want to get this money. What you talking about? You can't attract me. You can't make me do what I'm supposed to do. So I'm going to make you want me that much more. And people wonder why they so bad with money or don't have this or don't have that. I'm going to tell you why. You can't embrace the tools that's in your toolbox. That's a whole different conversation. We ain't going to go into that. This ain't that podcast. This is not that podcast.
This is not that.
So we vibe with some music. Took y'all down memory lane. I didn't even play my new intro that I play for the podcast. I didn't play it today.
Nope, you sure did not.
What in the hell is wrong with me?
Because I think you wanted to start it off with some of that older stuff.
Yeah, I did.
You know, to help patent the 100th episode and allow people to transition with you up until today.
Yeah, true. Not so true. Okay. Let me do something I wasn't going to do. But I am going to do. And the reason why I'm going to do it, because this was kind of a quick transition from what we're doing now to where we are today. What I realized, I think it was something that needed fixing. I wanted to try to get my podcast exposed to the people that will listen to it. And I think what I did, was I gave it the exposure that I was expecting to happen, but not necessarily believing it was going to happen. I mean, I thought it was going to naturally get there, but not just already get there. And what I'm trying to say is that sometimes you just have to have faith. You just have to have faith. So this was the last transition to the current position we're in right now. I mean, in some circles, you can actually say this is kind of our current music, because I do play this at the beginning of the new the podcast that we do now, just to have something in the background, kind of to make us understand where we're at. This is a conversation for people that need to have this conversation so that they can have this conversation. That's what this podcast is for. People always want to have these conversations and never can have the right conversation with the right person, all because they feel like they can't reach that person because of their celebrity status or just how many followers they have, or they never read my messages or whatever, and they never would. I just think they put out great information. That's what this podcast is transitioning into. It's transitioning to a position where those people that don't have access to, say, a financial coach, somebody that can talk to them about their finances and how to position themselves in a better situation, have something subscription based to where you're actually getting more of not just my knowledge, but just how I give it. It's not going to be like in a structured classroom setting where I'm making sure I tell you everything, but I'm not making sure you writing it down. No, I'm giving you the information in a way that you should be comfortable receiving the information, but at the same time, it's not uncomfortable to listen to, because it's not somebody trying to demean you or talk down to you. It's just telling you, if this is your position and you're trying to get to this position, I'm going to be real with you. In order to get to this position, you're going to have to take care of what's over here first. You can't just hop to get there. This ain't a get rich quick scheme. This is not, I'm going to hurry up and get there because I know this person and they ain't been, telling no lies. They giving us the secrets, and we actually go behind his back and verify the truth, and it is the truth. So he knows what he's talking about. And it's not because I can tell you what I'm telling you and you can go Google that shit. There's just stuff that you have to dig deeper into Google. You can't just type some surface information and get the results you want to get. You got to talk about the understanding of how it got there. How did it start? Why? That's the kind of conversations that we were transitioning into. And then decided I needed something original, not for me. Somebody that may have listened, or I sent somebody a bio and told them to listen to a podcast and give me a vibe. I'll pay for 2 of them. Okay. Run it, Dano.
Welcome to another episode of That's What I Said with Cedric Sanders. Giving you 100% authentic, real, raw.
All right. Y'all get it. Y'all get it.
No filters.
No filters. I needed it explained kind of in a intro format. So it's like, as soon as you hear that, y'all know the mics is hot. We coming in hot. But that's been the transition of us and the podcast, and us reaching 100 is admirable. I mean, in any industry you're in, I don't care if it's radio or TV, it's monumental. You get to 100 episodes, then it's like you have gotten comfortable not just doing the podcast, but producing it and promoting it and everything else. My promoting's getting better. It needs to get a whole lot better, but it's getting better. I have to be transparent and promote the fact of the matter is I'm gonna be doing 2 podcasts. So I need to be promoting one just as much as the other one. It's the same podcast. They're not transitioning to, a crazy child or anything like that. It's just, you have to be consistent and put the work in. Hard work pays off. And that's kind of where I'm at this, this whole journey of doing this podcast and, doing it on Facebook and YouTube now. And it's you become more humble when you have a team and you're getting noticed by the company,
right?
And they're doing everything they can to bring home the bacon, if you will, to make this podcast even more successful. I mean, like behind the scenes, the work that's getting done is ridiculous, and the more support, it's just gonna, benefit not just us, but it's gonna benefit everybody, because we'll be able to not just interact on a virtual basis, but we'll be able to actually do it in a more frequent basis, so that it turns into more of like a radio station. Because you want to be able to have access to people that come on and you listen to the information that is for you, and have the access so that it's not hard for you to be able to communicate with the person that's putting it out.
Right.
I mean, yeah, okay, this thing could transition and I can go to 1 million followers overnight. That could happen.
Absolutely.
You know what also could happen? The plans that I already got written down of what we're going to do and how we're going to get there, and the position of what it is, and this is what's going to happen, and blah, 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 blah. It's like I already have plans in the mothership. The only problem that any person will have when they are creating something new or starting a new business is haters. Yeah, there, I said it. Haters.
That's with anything, though.
It is. It's absolutely with anything.
With anything you do, or any new item, that somebody's selling, or business they're trying to promote, anything. There's always going to be a hater or somebody coming through talking about, look at this shit.
I see you doing that little podcast. Yeah, I see you still spraying that little ass can of Raid on them big ass roaches.
You did it before I could say it.
911, what is your emergency? I hear shots! Okay, ma'am, calm down. What kind of shots?
Fuck. I'm always going to be centered. I don't know what my problem is. I'm trying to uncensor myself so that my YouTube reels will start populating, and I will have exposure on several social media platforms, and then everybody was like, well, why are you doing it that route? Well, social media is the melting pot of how creators are getting noticed. It's like it's I'm gonna put it to you like this. Y'all can quote me if y'all want to. Social media has turned American Idol into a therapy session. I'm just saying. American Idol brings great talented people. You know what social media does? Exposes you to the people that can't get on American Idol.
Yep. Sure does.
I saw this comedian, very funny dude named Barry Brewer. I've been following him because he does some funny videos in LA with Big Ja and everybody. So I was looking at these videos, and Barry Brewer was he's just funny. He's a funny comedian. I've seen his stand up. He is funny as hell. And he was on America's Got Talent. Did not know the brother could play the piano. And he turned that into a whole comedy routine, playing music. And he played, for church, and he was explaining how white church is this way and how they play the music. And then he did black church. Man, it was just funny. It was just like the reality of everything, how he broke it down was funny. And, he'd been working on his craft for a while, and he's just really talented. And the reason why I say that is because I known him. I've known of his content because of social media.
Yeah.
Now, people will say, that's a coincidence. Woo. If they're on social media and they're content creators, they should be getting paid. Well, y'all should pay the SAG and the WAG more too. That's the reason why they striking now, right? We ain't gonna talk about that conversation. So,
right.
Wow.
Yep. Screen Actors Guild.
So let me give you a piece of this reality.
All on strike.
I was listening to someone on social media breaking down how they get paid. Actors and people like that get paid once.
What?
It's not a salary base. It's like, this is
commission based.
This is your reward.
Wow.
This is what you signed up for. This is what's on the contract. Bam, lump sum. Bam. Fuck how. You know how, like, the streamers, like, they do a streaming movie or whatever.
Uh-huh.
They get paid. So it's like, if the writers and some of the actors that come from, been actors and go writers or whatever, and this analogy broke it down and said that the producers may try to be actors, but there's actors that were writers. They were writers, became actors, and then they became producers. But it never been the other way around. He's like, that's a totally different conversation. But let's think about it like this. If you are gonna get paid for doing something you create, and the benefit of helping others that are wanting to do the same thing, wouldn't you want them to get paid more? Because isn't that part of the educational system that you have put everybody to be subject to? The only difference is these people are not just teaching these people, they're producing great content that people are eating the fuck up when it comes to watching these movies because they're creative. It's entertainment.
Damn.
But who are we really supporting? We say we like watching these movies and stuff. We don't watch TV. No, some people can say that. But you can't say Harrison Ford closing out his last Indiana Jones movie was cringeworthy. Can't say that. Cause ain't nobody saying that. Ain't nobody saying that. And they didn't even really think that he was going to be doing any movies. And then what? Here comes Indiana Jones, the last one. And I know people was like, really? I thought he died already. Like, what? How the hell? That's foul.
Right. That's because he's, what, 88 years
I don't know
old?
how old he is, but he does.
He's old.
He looks old, but he doesn't have the mannerisms of, he is just who he is, you know, and watching and being a fan of Star Wars, of course, you watched him just progress and branch out and do like The Fugitive. And I mean, there's so many movies to his credit that he did that I think he's talented. But how are people not being taken care of if they're writing?
Yeah. And if that's their passion and that's what they do all the time.
How some of these shows don't go in the direction that it goes if it wasn't for the writers.
Facts.
So it's like, y'all want me to write this shit and make it pop, but y'all ain't making these pockets pop though. I mean,
right. You're not paying me.
And ain't nobody gonna come in here and get no crumbs either. Ain't nobody gonna come in here and get no crumbs, but that's what you paying us. You paying this petty money. I mean, it might be a little bit okay, but we ain't getting the special kind of money that we should be getting because y'all want to pay this actor this amount of money just to act based off of what I'm writing down. And y'all paying me nickels and dimes.
Right. They gotta live too.
I might got a condo or something. I might live nice, but I'm not living nice. Not like real nice. Not like, yeah, we're gonna take that 50 acres and completely level it, you know, put some trees in the back, put a pond there, you know, yeah, and build this, yeah, you got it right. Yeah. 27,620 square foot house. Yes. What? Just because you got the money, you just buying all the damn property and putting your nasty ass house on there that you ain't gonna be living in? And you got all that shit on your, get the hell out of here.
That shit gonna be an Airbnb or the next movie backdrop.
They're gonna blow that bitch up or let vegetation take over on it.
Yeah.
It's like people get all this house because they have the money and they're like, I gotta have it here. But we got people that can't even have a house because the price of them is so damn expensive.
Yeah.
And then y'all paying them to where they can never reach that milestone. You paying them less, but you want them to work. How the fuck is that supposed to work out? You want these people to work, but you ain't paying them shit. And even the people that are in senior positions, you ain't paying them shit either. It's like y'all mind control them. We need you, but we just gonna pay you this nickels and dimes, okay? These nickels and dimes, and you're gonna make it work, and then tell you all the hidden unknown secrets of having good credit and money management, and not even having a real conversation about generational wealth, how to create it, how can it be maintained. What is generational? I mean, I had conversation about that.
And that's the sad reality. It really is.
It's sad, but it's a sobering reality of where we're at in this time and of realization. You know, there's a lot of eye-opening experiences that's coming out, and I think it's the time for people to transition and wake up and stop feeling like this is all it's going to be.
Yeah.
You know, no, it's not. It's being able to understand what the support system looks like. And like really talking to people more and giving them the reachable conversation pieces that they need to listen to that's going to help them transition and do better without feeling like they got in a position of authority in order to get paid the money they want to get paid so they can do this, or I'm going to be a rapper, or I'm going to shortcut it and do some other illegal shit. And it's like, it's a rat race. And we're not trying to stop the rat race because we're not providing programs or providing the education that we put our people through. We say that these people need, but you don't provide it on an equal basis or make it to where it's something that really is going to benefit people, because people would actually go to school if they knew that what the end game was.
Oh, heck yeah.
But y'all just, you're 18, fuck you. You're an adult now.
You're on your own. Go figure it out.
And the only thing that's going to keep you safe is to do right by him, sir. Put you to work. We can't call you slaves, but we got to put you to work. I'm gonna let y'all marinate on that. Yeah, I had to realize that even that sobering reality of, it's called being responsible. No, it's not really called being responsible. It's called your program response to what responsibility is. Because everybody will say, well, we need to work in order to get money. That's true. You do have to work. But who do you work for? Better yet, who do they work for?
Damn.
Better yet, who do they work for? And then are you asking the question, damn, how many people get paid before I do? I'm going to let that marinate too. So, as I sip my water. These are the conversations we like to have. These are the conversations we will continue to have. As the podcast grows, of course, the production and how the podcast is going to be viewed is changing. So I announced a couple of podcasts ago, if y'all was listening, I said that Connie will start coming on the camera and doing the podcast with me. That's still in a transitional phase. That's still getting ready to happen, but not right yet. There's some logistics behind it that need to happen. So it may be delayed, but it's still going to happen. And that transition, I think, is going to take our 100th episodes and hopefully get us into a better, bigger position. We launched merch just a little over a month ago, and it's doing well. So
appreciate everybody's support and purchasing the merch. We've seen it live.
Yeah. And some things about to change on the merch, some of the merch in the merch store, but I'm going to put out the link for it and start promoting that more as well, along with the website that's done and live. Right now, it just has the podcast, and it's going to expand here shortly and have a merch store on there, and I'm going to have my merch store attached to it as well. So you'll be able to just go to that'swhatisaid.com and,
one-stop shop,
listen to the podcast as well as everything else. At some point the YouTube will be on the website. So when I go live, you can just go to the website and then click in the video. But some more finances got to accumulate for that to happen. Because I'm just a one-man show at this point. And I can only do so much, y'all. Shit. Just running this in itself giving me a headache. No, it's not. It's not difficult at all. But behind the scenes, I do use 2 programs. I do one for my video and I do one for the actual podcast audio. So to have it mix minus so that the audio that's getting streamed is on the same audio as your live podcast is a good transition. And I'm trying to push more for listeners to listen to the Spreaker app when I go live. And the reason why I was doing that was because you would have the best access to the podcast. Just create an account and then follow me on Spreaker, or follow the podcast on Spreaker, and then you get notified when I go live, and then, you be real-time chatting with me on the Spreaker app. And I'm still going to do Facebook for right now. I'm just going to be transitioning a lot of people into doing the YouTube, because that's the next big project that I got going on, is revamping my YouTube. And then once it's revamped and it's completely, ready to go, I'm gonna primarily be doing my videos on YouTube. So the only 2 platforms you're gonna be able to catch the podcast is only going to be on YouTube and from the Spreaker.com app. It's, to me, getting more and more difficult to do things on Facebook because of the algorithm, and it's set up in such a way that, it's not necessarily frustrating, but at the same time, you know how people are. People want to hear who they want to hear and listen to how they want to listen to them, and digest the BS that they listen to, instead of the good information that's out there that's going to help you, notice, I wouldn't say necessarily know the secrets, but know how to understand that these are not secrets. They just don't tell you about it. And it's like, when you goal set, you want to goal set on things that you can achieve. Well, you only achieve those goals by basically what you want to do or what you want to become. Well, guess what? Money's the same way. Money is the same exact way.
Mm-hmm.
See, some of us don't understand the definition of money and misrepresent or misuse that, because they believe that it's the more you have, the more you can have. No. The more you put to work, the more results you get from the people you put to work. You tell your money what to do. It's going to work for you. It's going to bring you results. And then you just going to put that money to work. Now you got so much money to work. You got your whole business going. And people wondering why you were just exposed to so much money. And people don't understand that you have a transition that you have to put your money in. It starts out with nickels and dimes.
Yep.
Y'all didn't catch that? Y'all need to listen to the whole podcast. We out of here, y'all.
Thanks for tapping in and tuning in with us on our 100th episode. We appreciate you. Thanks for the love and support, as always. Go check us out on the YouTube page. Like, subscribe, share. Peace.
Yeah. Hit the social media. Do the thing that you would do if you on social media. Share it. Listen to it. If there's ways that we could do this better, or if there's a topic that you want to listen to, or is there just a conversation that you would like for us to have and you want to be on the podcast, reach out. I appreciate that, Stacks. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Man, 100, man. It's been a bumpy road. It's been a good transition from 2000 to where we are today. It's, you've been rocking with it for 2 years.
I know.
And
I've been the co-host over here on the side behind the scenes for 2 years.
Yeah.
But I mean longer than that. like when you was doing Facebook Lives and Blog Talk Radio and all that.
Oh
kind
yeah,
of stuff.
everybody heard you laughing because your laugh, you're so infectious.
Yeah.
Everybody just like, you know, be hearing you laugh and everything
They're
else.
like, yo, who is that?
Yeah, they're like, this dude is funny and she is what? Damn, what's good, Angie in the building? So, yeah, y'all. See, it's funny how this algorithm works.
We logging out and folks coming in.
Man, so let me play that. Let me play that again because I had something else to say. I was getting backtracked. There we go. So I appreciate everybody, new, old, and indecisive. I will be launching a Patreon subscription coming probably in August. And it may get delayed even further than that because there's some things that I want to do and some things that I want to expose everybody to, as well as be affordable with what I want to give. And I want to give coaching, financial coaching, at an affordable price that people can actually pay. Not the thousands of dollars that everybody expects you to pay, but affordable enough to where not only are you getting the financial information that you need, even if you don't think you need it, but then at the same time, being able to use that information so that your money does what we all need it to do, work, put that money to work. So I hope that is something that, you know, is going to interest everybody, and it'll be available sometime in August. So I'll keep you posted on that. I appreciate everybody that took the time to listen in on the 100th episode. It was definitely a different podcast, bringing up the old intros and outros. So with that being said, y'all, I hope y'all enjoy y'all evening. Thanks for rocking with your boy, and we're going to be right back at y'all on, what's that, Tuesday, huh? Yeah. On Tuesday, man.
Enjoy y'all weekend.
Yeah.
Peace and love.
Most definitely. And make sure y'all following and y'all subscribing. We out of here, y'all. Love y'all, man, to life. And can't wait to do the next podcast on Tuesday, y'all. We out of here.
Thanks for listening to another episode of That's What I Said with Cedric Sanders. Make sure to like and subscribe to the show on your favorite podcast platform so you never miss an episode.